No coffee, no cookies, no cake, no chocolate. No chocolate. Hi everyone, welcome to Taddy TV, where I bring the classroom to you. I'm Hannah John, and today I'm going to talk about the Improper Solicitation and Graft Act and what that means in light of Teachers' Day. Stay tuned. So for those of you who are familiar with holidays in Korea, you'll know that May 15th is Teachers' Day, or in Korean, 스승의날. So why is this important? Not just because I'm a teacher, but if we fast forward from the 1960s when Teachers' Day first started to the present, or at least a few years ago when the Improper Solicitation and Graft Act was enacted, this has very practical implications on how we actually celebrate Teachers' Day today. So let me break down the Teachers' Day and the Improper Solicitation and Graft Act a little bit more in detail. So when we talk about Teachers' Day, this is a day normally where students, and even parents of students, often express their appreciation and their thanks for teachers starting from, say, kindergarten all the way up to higher education such as universities. One typical gift has been a carnation that is placed duly on the lapel of your teacher or professor. But in the past, students, as well as parents of students, have often gone above and beyond to show not only appreciation, but hopefully, please take care of me, please take care of my child, as they are under your tutelage. Now, in the best sense, this is just a way to show appreciation tangibly. But in the worst case scenario, oftentimes this could be interpreted as a bribe and might advantage those with more resources to offer compared to those with less resources. So even this potential for gift giving to curry favor from teachers, professors in terms of valuations has been one of the reasons why there was a push for so-called anti-corruption in Korea, culminating in the 2016 legislation. Okay, so what does this mean for you as students, and what does this mean for me as a professor in the university setting? Well, the first is I am not allowed to receive anything from you as a student, as a current student of mine, because you are potentially under my evaluation. This means I can't accept anything from you, not even small gifts or what you might consider to be small, anything with any sort of monetary value attached to it. The idea is because you as students are under so-called constant evaluation and monitoring, that any type of gift giving in this way might sway objective evaluation. And so again, we're trying to reduce the possibility that this could happen. Now, if it is reported that a pupil has given a teacher or professor something of monetary value, potentially you could be fined up to 5 times the amount of the gift that was given. This is for both the teacher as well as the pupil. So what's the bottom line? Don't buy us anything. Anything. Ever. So the question of the day here is, are there any exceptions? Yes. Yes, there are exceptions. The biggest exception, of course, is while these Improper Solicitation and Graft Act bars individual students from providing gifts or anything of monetary value to teachers or professors, a gift of a carnation, for example, that is provided by a student representative in a public setting on behalf of his or her peers, this would be allowed under the Improper Solicitation and Graft Act and will not be fined. What I did for my son who goes to elementary school, because individual gifts are not allowed and even individual cards are not allowed, what the students would do is that each student would prepare a kind of one-page card, maybe a picture and a thank you message, and these would all be put together and given to the teacher on Teachers' Day. Another question that's often asked is, what if you have graduated, so you're no longer technically a student of the program? Based on my understanding, and if you check even with our office, if you are a graduate of a program, then you are no longer under the evaluation or monitoring of that particular person, and so technically it would be allowed. But just as a side note, and maybe this is a big note, it's bigger than a side. Most of the professors that I know of and that I'm quite close to, they never expect anything from students anyways. So even before the legislation was enacted, there was no expectation on our part that we would get anything from our students. So actually you have a lot of faculty who are not really disappointed by the legislation. It's perfectly fine. It just puts into law what a lot of people have already practiced beforehand. What does happen though is, although we're not disappointed, it sometimes does put us in an awkward position. So for example, if a student maybe baked cookies for the class just out of the goodness of his or her heart, I could not therefore take a cookie or even sample it because it would be something of monetary value and it would be given on an individual basis. We love your heart and we thank you so much, and I often get the explanation that, oh, it's not anything, it's just a 2 cents or But still, we don't want to put you in an awkward position, and hopefully you would want the same for us. But since it is Teacher's Day, and maybe you'll ask, what is it that you would like for Teacher's Day in a hypothetical scenario? I can't speak for everyone, but really for me, the best thing that you can do for Teacher's Day to show your appreciation and to make us feel happy is just to do well. Do well in your sphere of influence, be generous to others, and succeed in what you're doing. And this doesn't mean being a CEO or being a president necessarily, but being a valued member of where you're working or where you're studying or where you're living right now. And that would be, honestly, the best thing that you can do that would put a smile on all of our faces. So I hope you enjoy this year's Teacher's Day, that you can show your expression of thanks for those professors and teachers who've meant a great deal to you in a way that doesn't go against the Improper Solicitation and Graft Act. And yes, someday, maybe after you graduate, let's have cookies together. Chocolate chip cookies, double chocolate chip cookies. See, like the fudge cookie with the chocolate chips and peanut butter. So until next time here on Tidy TV, bye!